Alrighty, mateys. Today we are going to be hitting arms. It is going to be, I think, my first or second time hitting upper body since I've injured myself. You can see my golf clubs in the back there. Golf videos will be coming soon. I was planning on doing a gym, golf, and beach day video the day I actually got injured. I talked about the whole shebang, and then it never ended up happening because I injured my back. My heart has been feeling weird also, but today's lesson will be doing, I actually don't know, I haven't thought that far yet. Hitting arms. What is an important thing to do when we're hitting arms? It's pretty easy to target your triceps and biceps, so I won't go into targeting your target muscles. I think I'll save that for a back day, because back can be hard because you have a lot of muscles in your back. The reason my arms are pretty easy to hit is because A, just push down and you're using your triceps, and curl and you're using your biceps. Maybe I'll talk about the simplicity of exercises, not overcomplicating it. That's what I'll do. See, we just come up with things on the spot here, and typically they turn into good conversations. So, what I would recommend when you're hitting arms is to keep it simple, stupid. KISS. Do the KISS method. What I mean when I say this is you don't have to overcomplicate your bicep or tricep training. Triceps are fairly simple. All you have to do is have one push down where your arm is extending like this, like you're pushing forward, and extending. Or I guess the elbow is elbow flexion. So one where it's elbow extension and one elbow flexion exercise. And you will hit your triceps very good. For your biceps, all you really need to do is curl. Shocker. Now there's probably hundreds of different curl variations. What are the best ones, Nick? Great question, Jonathan. The best curling variations are the ones that feel best for you. Whoa, who would have saw that coming? Me, not you, because I'm teaching you. What do I mean when I say that? If you've been going to the gym for not a very long time, try a couple different curl variations. I mean, most of the time, just right in front of your body, just curling is going to feel the best. Just a typical alternating dumbbell curl. Doesn't have to be alternating. Whatever you enjoy the most will be best for you. You don't have to go and do these, I did African curls. Or I think they're called African curls. They're like the ones where you drag the cable behind you or whatever. Dog, it's just a cable curl at the end of the day. Cables obviously will provide more tension than dumbbells and barbells due to the fact that it's constant tension, so I would recommend either using cables or a machine. I like to use free weight because you know the answer. It feels better for me. No real specific scientific reason besides the fact that I enjoy it more and it feels better. If an exercise feels better for me, you could not feel lat raises. That is a thing. When you're training shoulders and you're doing lateral raises, there's multiple reasons. Either A, you're doing them too heavy, so you're not actually focusing on your middle delts, or B, you just don't feel them. You have to do a different exercise. If you can't do lateral raises, I would recommend using cables. Either like a free motion cable curl, a wide lateral raise. There's a ton of different options for every single exercise, so don't say that you can't sufficiently hit any specific muscle. I understand wanting to target a point of your delt more than another, where lateral raises might be able to do that better, but if you don't feel them, then what is the point, dude? For biceps today, triceps, I always like to start with my triceps for the opposite reason that I like to start with my quads or hamstrings. Your triceps are 2/3 of your muscle, so spending more energy on those makes more sense to get the bigger muscle part of your arms bigger. For legs, oftentimes there's not a lot of motions you can do for hamstrings. You can do a RDL, you can do a SLDL, you can do a leg curl, and seated leg curl is going to be best. So you only really need one exercise. Like, you only need one curl. It's your leg biceps. You only really need to do one thing. Like 3 sets maybe. 2 sets, probably good. 3 sets might be overkill depending, but whatever. Back to what I was saying. Start with your triceps. Do one exercise. Do a push down. Start with your push down, because you can oftentimes move more weight with a push down than you can with an extension. I like to use, I think today I'll be using probably the easy bar. That's probably what I'll be using when I do my extensions, because I like to get a little wide and just push down and then cha like that, flip my elbow out. You don't really need to do an overhead movement for triceps. There's not really a whole lot of point to do that based off of research, which I'll explain more in the future. Or for your extension, I like to do like the X curl, where you push in front of you kind of, or you can just do a single arm right straight down curl or extension, whatever really feels best for you is the common theme that we're keep drawing back to. For your curls, grab a dumbbell or grab a cable and just squeeze like this for a couple sets. You should be pretty good. Should hit your biceps effectively. Don't use a hammer grip unless you're trying to hit your brachialis, brachioradialis. I should use a hammer grip because I have weaker arms, I have skinnier arms because I want thicker arms. But we live in a time where it's easier to complain than it is to do. And that is what I will be doing, is complaining. I will say, yeah, Nick, I have skinny arms. And I know how to resolve that issue. But why resolve the issue and work towards that when I can just not do it and complain? Because, believe it or not, it's easier to complain than to do nowadays. Well, actually, you should believe it. So I'm going 61 miles an hour on a 55 mile an hour road, and it's riddle me the fact that we have 4 cars lined up behind me. Am I driving slow? Are they driving fast is the question. The world may never know. If you've made it this far into the video, consider liking and subscribing, because that means you're listening on to my endless rambling. Today we might do a little bit of shoulders. I haven't done shoulders, chest, or back in almost a week. It's been 5 days. That I think is the longest I've gone in the last 2 years without hitting chest, back, and shoulders. So congrats to me for taking that much rest. I know I'm just injured. I don't want to be taking that much rest because there's no benefit to taking more rest. Yeah, take your one rest day a week. I'm all for that. I don't necessarily do that. I don't typically do that. But I'm all for people taking one rest day a week. You're not going to see more long-term gains taking longer rest times. There was someone who just posted a video about taking a month off to maximize your growth. It's getting to the point where I think these like overly science-based lifters are trying to post stuff to try and get people to have worse gains. It's like everyone's saying something completely totally different. The only person that I really pay attention to is Jeff Nippard, because he speaks facts and he's got the body physique to back it up. And I'm not just saying listen to him because of his physique, because there's a ton of guys where it's like Siba, Arnold. Don't listen to Arnold's advice even though he has the physique to back it up. There's no point. I'm just saying Jeff Nippard is a really smart guy, so listen to what he has to say. Greg Doucette actually does say some pretty good stuff, believe it or not. He does have a little annoying voice. Sometimes I think he plays into that a little bit, but that's his thing. You can't be mad at that. He does say some good stuff though, because he was a pro bodybuilder. He's now a coach. Read his cookbook, learn some stuff. But anyways, I'm almost at my gym, so I'm gonna let y'all go, and you'll see me inside. Hello. So that was my arms day. I did a lot of volume today, believe it or not. 4 sets for triceps, 3 sets for biceps is what I did today. So, in a conclusion, that's 7 sets. I recommend to do 4 to 8 per day, but that depends on muscle groups too. I think for their arms, there's no reason to go past 4 sets per biceps and 4 sets for triceps. I think 4 sets for triceps is pretty good. I think you're gonna very effectively hit your triceps in 4 sets. And if you don't, that's on you. That's a you thing, that's not a gym thing. As you can see, I did very close standing down, push down triceps, tricep push downs. I think I was doing like 80 pounds. I don't entirely remember, but I wrote it down for next week when I do the same exact workout that I did this week. That's what I can talk about. Progressive overload. So progressive overload is the thing that will determine how much muscle you gain at the gym. Take my word for it, because I said it. So what progressive overload is getting better every week than yourself last time. You will gain the most muscle, you'll gain the most strength, you will see the most benefit by tracking your workouts, doing the same workouts every week, having like a push A, push B, or legs A, legs B, and you don't have to do more weight every single time, you don't have to do more reps every single time, but tracking your stuff lets you know if you're truly getting better when you do an extra rep, when you do some more weight. So my suggestion to you, and here's what I do to progressive overload as efficaciously as possible. There's a cop, and I don't think recording is illegal. I don't think it is, but I don't know. Hands-free law, hands-free driving. Oh well. Anyways, I don't remember what I was saying. I think I was talking about how I progressive overload. So I'll just dive back into that. So here's how you should progressive overload as efficaciously as possible, which means effectively. But efficaciously sounds A, smarter, B, cooler. So that's why we use bigger words. To A, sound smarter than the person that you're talking to, therefore belittling their intelligence. So therefore, A, they're going to be like, oh my god, this guy knows more than me. So they will always listen to what they say. So when people use big words on TikTok, they are immediately establishing the presence that I know more than you. You don't have to necessarily listen to that all the time, but that's what it means. That's why they use big words, because me use small word, why use long word when small word do trick? I don't remember what Kevin says. Office quote. Base your life off of the office. Become someone from the office, and then base your entire personality off that. So if you want a progressive overload, what you need to do is say, hey, this week for legs, I'm doing seated leg curls and leg extensions and some leg press, and I can do 2 sets of each exercise. And the next day, 48 hours for legs. If you pump soreness and there's another thing, but I'm forgetting about it, so just bear with me. If I remember it, I'll yell it out, it'll jump in my head, but ADHD doesn't entirely help with that. So pump doesn't totally necessarily matter for muscle growth, but I'm saying is how effectively are you using the muscle that you're attempting to use. So pump would be, if I did 10 reps, obviously I'm going to feel a little bit of a pump there. And the next day, or for the next 2 days, if I'm sore, then yeah, I effectively hit my muscles. But if I go in and I do 2 sets and I hit 8 reps both times, and 8 is like the top where we want to be. We don't want to go past 8 if we're trying to build as much muscle as possible, which we are, because we want to be bodybuilders. So when you get to 2 sets to 8 reps, you can do 3 things. You can A, add more weight and stay for 2 sets. You can B, add more reps. We're not going to do that. Or 3, add another set. So what I like to do is for hamstrings, because I only do 1 hamstring exercise, I might start doing 2. because my hamstrings yesterday, I did 3 sets of seated leg curls. Now I don't want to do 4 sets of that. My hamstrings aren't sore today, but my quads are, which means tomorrow I'm gonna die. So I did 4 sets of quads, and my quads are sore, and I had a good pump yesterday with them. So what I'm gonna do tomorrow, or next time I hit legs, is I'm gonna do 2 exercises for my legs. I'm gonna get up to 4 sets in total, or maybe I'll do 2 sets of seated leg curls, 1 set of a stiff-legged deadlift, which I think are the 2 most efficacious exercises for your hamstrings. And I will probably do 185 pounds on the stiff-legged deadlift and 225 pounds on the seated leg curl. Therefore, maximizing the load while still getting a good amount of reps. I think I can do 8 to 7 seated leg curls. So seated leg curls yesterday, for 3 sets, I did 225 pounds for like 8, 7, and 7, or 8, 8, 7. I don't remember entirely what it was. I have it written down though. But I remember it was something where it was like, okay, next week I'm either going to be at the peak, or I can just kind of switch it up a little bit and therefore avoid that peak, and therefore not limit myself on the first set to, hey, I'm only going to get 8 reps. So next time I go, I'm probably going to put 230 pounds. And if I get 7 reps, 6 reps, cool. 2 sets, done. Bang, boom. And then I'll go move into a stiff-legged deadlift. Probably throw a plate on there, see how it feels. Potentially throw a 10, but only use plates in 25s. And then we'll throw a 25 on there, see how many reps we can get with that. If I can get 5 reps, I'll be happy. I'll do 1 set. If I overachieve and I do 7 or 8 reps, I will add another set. But depending on how I feel tomorrow or next time I hit legs, that can all change. That can all differ. But you always want to keep track of what you did, so then when it comes back around, you can track that and you can add on to that. So what I like to do is then when I get to 4 sets, is then I'll add weight. But I kind of lied, because I add weight, just whatever works for you. If you can add weight and sets, best of both worlds, and then you will make the most gains, as long as you can track it. But I would say for a beginner, add weight, and then add a set. And if you know how to track everything and you're getting all this stuff, but if you just want to keep it as simple as possible, just add a set or add weight. Only get to 8 reps. Do maximum 4 sets per muscle group per day. Do 9 to 12 sets per week, and you get to go 8 to 12 sets per week. 12 is like max. 12 is like, when you're a really beginner training, take advantage of as much volume as your muscles can possibly take. So do 12 sets. But believe it or not, the more trained you become, the less sets you actually need. Fact. So me, I'm trying with as little sets as I possibly can do. And this is what I would say for you. So start a microcycle of a week. I'm everywhere today, so excuse me for that. Start a microcycle. So a microcycle is a 1 to 2 week plan, which is a little part of your mesocycle, which is the multiple mesocycles are macrocycles. It's like a pyramid. I digress. So microcycle is going to be like 1 to 2 weeks. So that's going to be push A, push B, and you'll do that twice. So you'll have 4 days of push in your microcycle, or you can do for one week. And the whole goal of this is to find exercises you like, and then when you find exercise and weight, reps, all that good stuff, all the stuff you like, once you find what you like, do that for 4 weeks, and then that is your mesocycle. So once you have a mesocycle, do that for 16 weeks, macrocycle. Make sure you're tracking it all so you can see where you started, where you finished. And that is progressive overload. I don't entirely know what I was getting into at the end, but I digress. Tonight, I will be eating a pizza because my diet is terrible, which is why I'm not getting as much muscle as I possibly can, even though I force feed myself. Sometimes it's just a me thing. It's a me problem. Genetically. I work hard in the gym and I eat a lot of food, but I was a skinny kid, so I have to eat a lot more. I have to train a lot harder than the average bear to gain the most muscle as possible. It is plausible that I can become a natural professional bodybuilder. It will take a long amount of time. A lot of people want to see quick results, quick gains, which is why they take steroids. And steroids are sick, don't get me wrong. But don't take them. I saw someone, a very famous bodybuilding coach. I have like the same, never mind. It's like Yogi Bear, this very famous bodybuilding coach. Very famous bodybuilding coach posted that don't take steroids till you passed 18. What? Excuse me. What Looney Tunes world are we living in to the point where you're recommending people wait till they're 18 to take steroids, and once they're 18 they blast steroids? Excuse me. When you're 18 years old, your brain isn't developed, your body, there's no way you're at your natural limits at 18 years old because your body's still growing. You're still growing height-wise. I grew like an inch and a half when I was 18 years old. You can't justify to me that an 18-year-old should be taking steroids. That makes no sense. You don't even know what you want to do with your life. You could live for 6 months, take steroids, destroy your life, and then be like, I don't even want to lift that hard, bro. Or like, I'm not into lifting that much. And then you just took steroids. Like, what? Wait until you're 25 to 27. You're maxed out natty status. Because you don't want to ruin your hormones while you're young, dude. You don't want to ruin anything. You don't want to ruin your intestines, your organs, any of that stuff. So it's just the same thing. But don't do it. I don't know who I'm giving advice to, because I doubt anyone watched the video for this long. If you did, leave a comment down below and say I watched this video for this long, Nick, and I subscribed, and I ate food. Because, like I said, most people just watch my videos as to have a friend to talk back to when you're eating. Good. I'm your best friend. Comment on the video and I'll hit you up. I'll respond to what you have to say. That is, we can have a conversation in the comments. Or, what I might do is I might just live stream one day and just sit outside and just chat about who knows what, being stoic. As stoic as we possibly can be in the 2024 year. Being as manly as we can be. Just kidding. Take testosterone, son. But at the end of the day, as long as you go to the gym, get a workout, eat good food, sleep good, which is very important, you're going to see gains. And no, believe it or not, gains aren't everything. They're the only thing. Getting a bigger chest will make you happier, statistically speaking. Fact. At the end of the day, who's going to be happier? Little Timmy, who's got small chest, or Big Nick, who has no friends, no life, who just goes to the gym 2 to 3 hours a day, he's taking the bulk too far, he's 250, not lean, but he has a big chest, and he's a yogurt male, so everyone loves him. Who's going to be happier at the end of the day? You can either be sad and smart or happy and dumb. Me personally, I'll choose smart and happy 10 out of 10 times. So whatever philosopher said that, boom, just proved him wrong. I'll be happy and smart more than I would want to be sad and dumb. Riddle me this, Captain America. I can do this all day, is what I say. I think I'm honestly just genuinely just tweaking right now. I don't even know what I'm saying. This is insane. I'm just rambling on about nonsense. But regardless, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Potentially hitting chest. Even more potentially hitting back. It all depends at the end of the day what we're gonna be hitting. See y'all tomorrow. Take your life seriously, because this is your only one. Your life begins when you realize you only have one.